So our era, the new Chicago, is our age. It's just different, folks.
Before Calboy would break into the rap game with hit songs like Envy Me, Adam and Eve featuring Polo G, and Chariot featuring Meek Mill, Young Thug, and Lil Durk.
I don't really mean to stop you, but your flash helicopters, maybe you too gorgeous. And I don't really mean to stop you, but I cannot recognize you.
Before Calboy would learn, he was cut from Pop Smoke's posthumous album, Shoot for the Stars, Aim for the Moon, and understandably voice his frustrations on Twitter. Before Calboy would have 152.9 thousand followers on Twitter, 1.2 million followers on Instagram, and over 712 subscribers on YouTube at the time of this recording. Up-and-coming Chicago-raised rapper Calboy has a melodic flow that's got people shouting out comps like he's the next Lil Durk.
So a lot of people say you sound like Durk. Durkio, you know. A lot of people say you sound like that.
Shout out to Durk, bro. Shout out to Durk. But I don't feel like I sound like that.
This Southside native's breakthrough hit, Envy Me, racked up millions of views on YouTube after getting a since-deleted cosign from colleague G Herbo. Then the track climbed to even greater heights thanks to a viral dance challenge that spawned across the TikTok platform, along with Dub Smash and Instagram. Growing up on the South Side always comes with its own battles, and Calboy used music as his outlet for the pain he's endured. He told Billboard, "I've got music in my soul. Ever since I can remember, music helped me through everything." Sometimes you just need to make things happen, and that's exactly what Calboy has done with his music career. It's your girl Azalea Hart, back at it again with a brand new video. This one taking a look at the come up of Calboy before the fame, here for you on Before They Were Famous. XXL just announced their freshman class of 2020, and would you looky here, our guy Calboy made the cut. So a huge congratulations goes out to him. With this huge benchmark in his career being reached, I thought we'd take a look at his story and share it with all of you here today. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, and don't forget to follow our new Instagram account at Before They Were Famous to vote on what's next. All right, let's get into this story.
Be sure to subscribe and hit that bell. Boom!
Calboy was born Calvin Woods on April 3rd, 1999 in the district of Calumet City, Chicago, Illinois. Calboy grew up on Chicago's South Side playing video games like Guitar Hero and Rock Band while listening to Lil Wayne, Michael Jackson, the All-American Rejects, and local legend Chief Keef.
Living on a Prayer, of course. Skinny Love, Give You Hell, All-American Rejects. All-American Rejects, Swing. That was lit. The Script. What's the name of the song?
The big one, right?
Yeah, when he was sitting on the corner.
Calboy would use music as a means of escape for a life that he was living well below the poverty line. Growing up, he was raised by a single mother, and he was the middle child of 5. He remembers a lot of fighting as a kid. He and his little brother would run around the streets and start fights. And when he talks about this part of his past, he likes to compare it to the film The Warriors. And he told Genius, "I always talk about The Warriors. I got a song called The Warriors that's themed off that movie. That's what I feel like me and my gang was. We were the peacemakers, but always into some on accident." For the most part, he remembers his upbringing as being typical of any low-income family. His mom was constantly trying to make ends meet for her and her 5 children. They moved around a lot, from a small home to an even smaller apartment. She got some help from Cal's grandmother, but even still, it was a whole lot of work. By the time he was in the 6th or 7th grade, Cal started rapping. He told Genius, "I was rapping, beating on the tables rapping all the time. But I ain't never take it too seriously like my sophomore year of high school. Then I told everyone like, nah, I am a rapper." Cal grew up under the influence of his father and cousins, all of whom tried at some point to make it in hip-hop, which led him to try and do the same. So around middle school, he started using a stolen computer and a mic that his uncle bought him, along with pirated music programs and YouTube tutorials to create his first few songs in his own makeshift home studio.
My song, VVS. It's on YouTube right now. It's old. Yeah. It's old, but that song right there was like my first time sitting by myself, everybody out the room, and just me and the computer, me and Pro Tools. I'm like, I'm finna try to make this hard. You feel me? and it came out decent.
In terms of school, Cal has said that he was a good student who really enjoyed his African history class taught by his favorite teacher, Miss Peppers, which, might I also add, just might be the best teacher name I've ever heard. Learning all about African American history inspired Cal with stories about the strength of his ancestors and whose social justice warriors who have been fighting for his rights for so very long now. While school was generally an enjoyable experience, there was a time in his senior year when all of his friends got expelled, but Cal managed to miss out on the culling. What happened is this. Drug dogs were brought into the school to search for narcotics, and all of his buddies ended up getting busted. Cal didn't though, because he never kept his weed in his locker. Despite all those brains though, Cal knew that music was his future and not school. When he told his mom that he wasn't planning on going to college, she was understandably disappointed and told him that he best get a job then. He told her,
No, God! No, God, please, no! No!
he was going to make it as a musician. In a moment of unquestionable support, Cal and his mom formed a music imprint called Paper Gang Inc. after his mom became convinced of his undeniable hustle and dedication.
A lot of my thoughts was gold. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, a lot of what he think about and what he do is like, it's worth a lot. You know what I'm saying? But that wasn't like the reason she changed. She just understood that we can make it real. Like, as far as like starting a corporation and starting a business, now it's real. Now it exists. You feel me? She understood that part. You feel me? That's how we end up doing the label together.
By 2016, Calboy was uploading his music to Instagram, YouTube, and SoundCloud. His mixtapes included the likes of The Chosen One, Anxiety, and Calboy the Wild Boy. After grinding away on those platforms for a couple years, Calboy caught the attention of Polo Grounds Music and RCA Records imprint. He signed a $3 million deal with them and joined the ranks of A$AP Rocky and Pitbull, who are also on their roster. The song that really propelled Calboy's career and turned him mainstream was Envy Me, a street anthem that peaked at number 31 on the Billboard Hot 100. During the chorus of the song, Cal talks about fighting off his demons and being raised in the deep end. He was inspired by Jordan Peele's film Get Out after realizing that the sunken place was a metaphor for the internal dark places he would often find himself growing up. Despite living much of his life with purpose, Cal has seen some dark things in his life. He's lost a lot of friends to street violence, prison, and drug overdoses. He struggled with his own dependency issues as well. He was once addicted to Xanax, the same drug that played a role in the death of Lil Peep back in 2017. It took a brief stop in a psychiatric hospital for him to fight back against his addictions. He told Billboard, "I've noticed that all of those drugs are downers. I would take them to make me feel better, but they weren't really doing that. They were bringing me lower. I was constantly going to the doctor and getting stomach pumps, messing myself up all the way, and had to get myself out of that." Inspired by the wise words of his grandmother, Cal turned to the Bible and the Quran for guidance. Now the rapper's mental health is stronger than ever. In fact, he paints with watercolor and acrylic paint in his spare time, along with writing his very own science fiction book, which he is hoping to get published sometime very soon. But as his music career continues to heat up, Cal's spare time is quickly falling by the wayside. In early 2019, he signed to Meek Mill's Dream Chasers imprint, and then in May he released his debut EP, Wild Boy, and followed that up with Long Live the Kings in February of 2020. More recently, he was selected by XXL to be a member of their freshman class of 2020. As for the rest of his story, well, I think we're gonna end this one right here. After all, this is before they were famous. What did you guys think of Calboy's story? Anything surprise you? Let me know in the comments down below, and don't forget to check out other recent videos in this series, like our ones on Blair White, Fivio Foreign, and Mulatto. Follow us at Before They Were Famous to vote on what's next, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. Now we drop a new video each and every day, so here's a recent drop that you might enjoy. We handpicked that one for you because if you like this video, you'll probably like that. We also got playlists like over here, so click on that if you want to see a whole list of a bunch of videos we've dropped in the past. And if you're new to the Fame Gang, be sure to subscribe and turn on them post notifications, and I'll see you guys in another video. Boom!